Good morning, everyone, and a very, very happy Easter to you. For those of you I didn't see yesterday, we trust that it was a fabulous day and a joyful day and filled with the presence of Christ. Um, some people, unfortunately, don't seem to find that getting to Mass over Easter is important, but it's the most important liturgical feast of the year. If we didn't have Easter, then Christmas wouldn't happen either, because Jesus wouldn't have risen from the dead, and therefore Christmas wouldn't have been significant. So Easter is the most important celebration of the year, and it's really important that we do make it special. So I hope you have a really, really good one and not too many Easter eggs. Today we have an interesting setup, because between today and tomorrow we are told similar stories. One of them in the Gospel of Matthew today, and the other one is the Gospel of John tomorrow. Now, Matthew forms part of what we call the Synoptic Gospels, and the Synoptic Gospels are Matthew, Mark, and Luke. They call that because there's a synopsis or a connection between them. There's overlapping of material, depending on which biblical scholar you are. Some people would believe that Mark's Gospel was the first one written because it's shortest, and that Luke and Matthew added to it, but used some of the same material plus their own material that they had. John's Gospel is written differently, and John has no interest whatsoever in the nativity of Jesus. All he's concerned about is the mystery, the mission of Jesus and his activity. And so John's Gospel begins, in the beginning was the Word was God, and the Word is with God, and that was it. That's all he's interested in. And from there on, John the Baptist popped up. So the Gospel of John is interesting. But in the two stories, in the first one we see in Matthew's Gospel today, we see the woman meeting Jesus after finding the empty tomb. Now remember, they had expected going to the tomb that they would find a dead man and that they would have to re-embalm him, but because they wouldn't have done the job properly on Friday night, didn't have time to. So they were going there expecting to find that, but the tomb was open. And they were looking inside and he was gone. And then Jesus appeared to them. And Jesus says, go and tell the others. And he also says to them, tell them to get out of there, go somewhere else. And says, go and possibly be in a safe place. But the guards who are guarding the tomb also realized Jesus had gone, and they rushed off to go and tell the chief priest. And the chief priest said, oh, this is bad news. We don't want people thinking that the resurrection has happened, because he promised it would. So they bribed the soldiers, they bribed the guards to lie about what had happened. That they said, oh no, the Jews came, took them in the middle of the night, and that was it. So the Bible's full of bribery and corruption. Well, not full of it, but it exists. So let's just understand the reality of the life, even at the time of Christ, and just enjoy the beauty of the resurrection and not the skepticism of those who won't follow it. Have a beautiful day. Keep well. God bless.